Welcome. Yes, you're in the new Providence, where niggas get to snapping like they got no common sense. When we approach with confidence, revoking confidence. His offense stiff enough to throw the hardest to the fence. So raw is what he is, you can't stop it like jail runs. And ain't no topping him, he's opposite of well done. Rare without care, put clocks on the line. Comfortable with my flow, it's like I got Crocs on my rhymes. No, rocket science, but
Yeah.
F4, we in the building, man. Week 2, man. We made it out of week 1 with some lumps and some lump sums, man. We got it in. F4 with 50% fuss, 50% fantasy football, and 100% facts. And I'm here with my boys, and we about to get it popping. First, I introduce to you, Silly C with the numbers.
Haha, what's up? It's your boy.
Yeah. And my guy, Jay Reese, the gambler.
Yo, what's going on, F4, baby? We ready to make that yard money, baby.
Oh, your money, baby. We about to throw whole bags up in the air this week. And we gonna get it popping, man. We gonna start with the first game on the slate. It's time to run the lines. We gonna go over all of the Vegas bets and just add little fantasy tidbits to the show. We'll start in Pittsburgh, where we got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling out to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jay Reese, what is Vegas saying?
Well, they currently have this number sitting at -5.5 for Pittsburgh. And I just want to go over a little something. Once again, guys, as far as the spread goes, man, if you think they're going to win by 3, don't take 3.5. If you think they're going to win by a touchdown, don't take 7.5, so on and so forth. I think Pittsburgh will actually demolish these fools, at least by a touchdown. So I'm taking Pittsburgh -5.5.
Yeah, narratives is going to play into this game. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to take Pittsburgh -5.5 because this is their home opener. They started off with with what some would call an upset, at least Vegas, an upset victory against the Bills. Silly C, where are you lying in the Raiders against the Steelers, both 1-0 teams at this point?
Yeah, I'm not really liking the Steelers too much in this case, even at home. I mean, I don't know if I'm a lone wolf. I'm probably going to do it, but I'm liking the Raiders. The Raiders actually came out, was very impressive last week. We do got some people in the game too, like Smith-Schuster for the Steelers that doesn't really show up here and there. So right now, I'm going to take Raiders to cover the spread.
Ooh,
You, Cody gonna be the dog catcher. Dog catcher. He the dog catcher. Let's get it popping, man. Yeah, man.
hold on. Before we move, can I hit you off with this one props or the ops? The boy Chase Claypool over 47.5 receiving yards. Man, this number is extremely low. And Chase I got it straight off of FanDuel.
Yeah, 47.5 right off of FanDuel. I'll tell you, last week as a Chase Claypool owner, I don't think he went too much higher than that. He might have did like 62. I don't know his exact stat line because I don't have it off the bat. But I'm going to probably say he's the ops. But he has the high side of being the props, mainly just because of his big play ability. He can get all that in one play. 47 yards is nothing to Chase Claypool. I'm just wondering if he could do it with multiple possessions on a lower yards per catch ratio. Silly C, what do you think? Is Claypool the props or the ops?
I don't know. In this case, Claypool's the props. I see he's projected for about 55 receiving yards, 4 receptions. So, he's going to get a lot of that yards per catch. But outside of that, yeah, I think he's the props.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game, and Ben Roethlisberger has a lot of options, but Cody sees them as being the winner, and I think the Raiders are losers, and I think Cody will be proven to be the same with that bet. Let's go into the next one. We go to Soldier Field. The Chicago Bears hosting the Cincinnati Bengals, 2 historically bad teams. I currently actually have the point spread sitting at -1.5 for the Chicago Bears. What are you thinking, and what is Vegas saying about this game in particular, Jay Reese?
About this game in particular, you got to read the narrative. This is a revenge game. for the red rifle, and I think he pulls it out and shoots that Bengal right down. I'm taking the Chicago Bears on mine.
That's going to be a tough one to do. -1.5. I'm actually going to go with Joe Burrow to be Joe Double Barrel and actually one up the red rifle with a double barrel shotgun. And of course, it's sawed off because he had the ACL injury. But I think Joe Burrow will outplay Andy Dalton and his team will be victorious. It's a close game, pretty much a pick 'em. Silly C, where are you going with your vote?
I'm gonna agree with you. I think Joe Burrow is gonna come out and have a better game than Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's washed. I think his time's over. And so Joe Burrow comes out. Cincinnati covers the spread, and I call him to win. And I see 45.5 for the over under. I'm liking the over in that case. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah, and I think Allen Robinson was caught mentioning his production in the media, and that's always a good indication to start him this week. Even though he had a disappointing week, he ran some bad routes, and I'm looking forward to see what he can offer. But let's not forget that Jay Reese is the lone wolf on this one, and he's the dog catcher. You're going to take about like 20, 30 minutes, man. Wait about 20, 30 minutes, and then you could go in there.
No, you know what's going to happen? Bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang. Don't tell nobody. All right, maybe he's on to something, and maybe we're off it. There was a lot of upsets in the first week, but we'll go to this next game and give you some feelings on that. We got Cleveland Browns doing their home opener against the Houston Texans. I don't think we got to spend a ton of time on this one, but I do know that line is chunky. And Jay Reese, can you tell me more about that chunky line they got coming out of Cleveland, Ohio?
Ooh, they got Cleveland sitting at -12.5. Like you said, man, that line is heavy. I don't know about that, man. Tyrod Taylor, he's on a revenge game. They kind of showed a little spark. I think Cleveland wins here. I don't think Cleveland wins by 2 touchdowns. So I'm taking the Houston Texans with the points.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrod Taylor definitely is a man of pride, and he got Mark Ingram, another man of pride who made an appearance last week. And he's got other people that out there are playing. But Philip Lindsay looked kind of crazy last week. They did make some mistakes that a better team than Jacksonville, I think, would have took advantage of. And I'm going to say Cleveland will cover that one, even with that heavy line. I think they're going to have the big dogs out there to pull the sled. Silly C, what do you think?
Man, this one, this is a straight stay away for me. If I have to choose, I would definitely choose the Browns to cover the spread. I do think they're going to lose, but I think that's heavy.
Heavy. Yeah, all right, man. So I'm the lone wolf on that one. I'm going to take Cleveland in the point or minus the points, and they're going to take the Texans, thinking more of a closer game. We'll go into the next game. We got the LA Rams.
That's too
you both. So that would actually make Jay Reese the dog catcher. All right, man. We'll push it into the next one. We got the LA Rams visiting Indianapolis Colts. Carson Wentz didn't look terrible last week. Jay Reese, what say you?
-3.5 for the LA Rams. Carson Wentz didn't look terrible, but Matthew Stafford looked phenomenal. I'm taking the Rams with the points. The Colts actually look like dog water, so I'll be taking the Rams -3.5.
Yeah, see, I would wonder why sometimes like we would go out and party and like I drink and I have like one bad night. Maybe I yell at you a little bit and then you just never forgive me. Man, you just got rid of your boy Aaron Rodgers, man, after one bad week and added Matthew Stafford. I don't know what to say about that, but what I do say about the game, I do think Matthew Stafford is going to bring the LA Rams out to Indy, but only to lose. If you give me the points, I'm going to take the Colts. I'll go with the Colts at home. Silly C, who are you taking?
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Well, as Jay Reese, I think the Rams and Stafford is beast mode right now. Like his performance last week was just nuts, and I'm taking them to cover the spread and win the game.
Yeah, you see, so that makes me the dog catcher again. But you see how a lot on these ones, like we're not coming to like any unanimous decisions, and that's what I was having a problem with when it came down to picking my eliminator game because we all haven't fell in line yet. Maybe further down this lineup, you guys could let me know a guarantee for the eliminator picks because we all haven't agreed yet. So we'll see what goes on. We'll go to the next game. We got the Buffalo Bills in an AFC East battle with the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo takes their talents to South Beach. Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying?
They got this CM sitting at -3.5 for the Buffalo Bills. I would totally have to agree with them. The Buffalo Bills looked real crappy last week against the Steelers, and they lost in their home opener. They're about to come out fiery. Josh Allen's going to be firing on all cylinders, connecting with the boys, Stephon Diggs, as well as Gabe Davis. I think they roll Miami in this game.
Yeah, man, that's going to be a tough one for the Tuna. But Cody, what do you think about this game in particular?
I don't know. I just never know what Josh Allen's going to show up. Stephon Diggs is Stephon Diggs. I mean, he's a monster. He's take it to the house at any moment. But how's Tua going to play? Is he going to show up? Is he going to play good?
I don't believe.
He looked serviceable against the Patriots. He looked serviceable. He did his thing against the Patriots, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Gaskin, I feel he's a beast, and we'll just see what he can do. But right now, I'm gonna have to take the Bills to cover that spread in Miami.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think you guys are giving the Dolphins the credit for what they did last week. I know they were going against a rookie quarterback, but they still went into Gillette Stadium and pulled up an upset on week 1 against Bill Belichick with a young quarterback, not a rookie, but still a young quarterback. And I think they kind of continue that trend of proving people wrong. So I'm going to actually go with the Dolphins here. If you give me the points, I'll give you my money. I'm going to go Miami Dolphins plus 3.5. Let's go into the next game. That makes me the dog catcher again, man. I think this next game we might actually all be aligned on, even though both teams show some question marks in the first week. Jay Reeves, what do you think about the Patriots visiting New York Jets?
They got this line currently sitting at -5.5. For the Patriots. The Jets showed a little something at the end of that game versus Carolina, man. I wouldn't just count the Jets all the way out. I say that to say this. I don't trust the Jets. They look terrible. And they are not taking off anywhere.
No.
So I'm going with the New England Patriots. -5.5.
Yeah.
I don't really like that number, but I'm taking it.
Yeah, I think all flights are grounded out of New York currently, so we're going to say that I'm going to go with the Patriots as well, even minus the points. Silly C, where do you lie in that game?
I don't like the points in this at all, but I do pick the Patriots to win. I think it'll be by like a field goal.
Well, we got our first unanimous decision. Is that the eliminator pick of the week? Like, is that where I go?
Let's circle back around to that. I don't know about that.
All right. Well, we'll go into the next game and keep it pushing. We got the 49ers visiting the red hot fly Eagles fly. Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying about Philadelphia against San Francisco?
Oh, they got the 49ers sitting at -3. That's a real good number. I'm going to have to side with San Fran on this. Man. San Fran looked fuego too, but they're also playing Detroit. And Philly was playing Atlanta. So you're going to see the real team show up on this one, man. And I'm telling you, the real team would be the San Francisco 49ers. And they stayed on the East Coast. They're like, we're not messing around with that plane ride. We for real out here. San Fran's about to get the job done in a big way. I think they win by a full tud. But I take the -3.
Yeah, I'm just concerned if San Francisco does get up to a big lead, might they relent it again with another like fumbled up game, kind of how they did in that one, man. I don't see that happening twice. I don't see Jalen Hurts performing quite as well, but I do see Philadelphia doing well as a collective. I do think that San Francisco covers. I'm going to be in agreement with Jay Reeves. San Francisco can win by 3 with an old Shanahan trick. Just stay on the East Coast. You go out there, just stay. That's like when your mom used to tell you, like, hey, inside or outside. You coming in, you coming out. Stop slamming that damn door. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of what they getting on. Silly C, what do you think about the Philly and San Fran?
Oh, well, fun fact.
I like fun facts. You sound very excited about a fun. You're like, well,
fun fact. Let me get into it.
There we go.
Jalen Hurts.
Fun fact.
Jalen Hurts has more 300-yard passing games in his time that he's played more than Lamar Jackson has in his whole career.
Oh.
Now, with that being said, Hurts is really playing like almost veteran quarterback, but he doesn't have Debo. Debo is a beast. Samuel broke off last week and was just phenomenal, and I think that's going to continue. I call San Francisco to cover that spread.
Okay.
Yeah, even though I think San Francisco will win, I would suppress some of the Miles Sanders number because they're a good run defense, but that back end can be exposed. I would say start Slim Reaper as well as pause. I think that back end can be exposed, so I do say start Slim Reaper and possibly Jalen Reagor in deeper 12-team leagues. Just keep your eye on that waiver wire, see where you can hit because there's always gold mines.
In daily fantasy, I'd get Elijah Mitchell over Sanders. Just saying.
Yeah, because the defense they're playing, and I would have to agree with you. I'm waiting for a Trey Sermon sighting, and hopefully we see him take it to the Poppet this weekend.
I don't want to wait a second. I don't want to stall up on this game too much, but that Philly defensive line is kind of a problem for running backs. So I don't know if that's
really? I mean, we're here to talk football. So if you got some football to talk, we could definitely talk it. Like Elijah Mitchell was the big free agent ad of the week. I missed out on him in every league. I actually got Tim Patrick every time. I had Elijah Mitchell over him, but I got Tim Patrick every time. I don't know why that is. Maybe it was just fancy guys telling me this to do. But let's talk about Elijah Mitchell while we are in this game. I think he might see some success. That backfield might be kind of quiet or kind of crowded by like elimination. Like it's crowded because a lot of these guys aren't there. So Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon, we'll have to see who better performs. Silly Steve, what do your numbers say on either of those gentlemen?
On Elijah Mitchell?
Yes.
Yeah.
We got 53 rushing yards, almost a touchdown, 3 receptions, about 25 receiving yards, and a possible touchdown.
Okay.
16.4 PPR, 13.4 and non-PPR.
Sounds like he got some flex appeal. We'll push it to a game that might have a little bit more star power. This one features one of the quarterbacks that was the surprise of last week, Jameis Winston, and one of the running backs that's just always there. He's always steady, man. Christian McCaffrey. We got the Panthers hosting the Saints. Silly C. What do you think about that NFC South showdown?
Ooh, I like this one. The Saints balled out last week, and Jameis Winston looks like he's a different person and kind of rejuvenated with a new team. I have it -3.5 for the Saints. I'm thinking they're going to cover that. The Panthers played really good last week, though, too. I think it's going to be a dogfight, but I think the Saints will pull out.
Yeah, I'm actually going to say Carolina will win with the points. You give me the points, I'll give you the money. I know I've been picking a lot of dogs in this game, but there were 8 upsets last Sunday and 9 if you include Monday. So it's been a good year of the dog, and we'll just have to see if that continues to play out. Jay Reeves, you think I got some logic with my narrative, or you think I'm just full of fuss?
2 questions for you guys. Who's the better quarterback in this game, Jameis Winston or Sam Darnold?
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston. Who's
the better running back? Who's the better running back? Christian McCaffrey or Alvin Kamara?
Christian McCaffrey, obviously.
The better running backs might be Kamara, but the better player is Christian McCaffrey, and it might not be that close.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually these questions to say this. I'm taking Carolina with the
Yeah.
points. I'm rolling, Matt. I'm rolling with you. And because I got onions like that, I'm actually
Uh-oh.
sprinkling a little bit on the money line for Carolina. Like, I don't need get those points out of here. I'm taking them straight up on the money line.
I like that, man. Cody, that got you out there as the dog catch. Bang, 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 bang.
Bang, bang.
Don't tell nobody. Man, let's get it popping, man. We'll keep it pushing. This next team, y'all might like them. I like some. Let's push it into them. Broncos visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who do you guys got? Broncos, Jaguars. I think Cody could. It's kind of showing his allegiance with his lanyard. Who you got, Cody?
Oh, shit. Well, I currently have it at Broncos -5.5, and I think that's
Too low.
that's too low for us. We're going to cover that spread easy in Jacksonville, so I'm taking the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Broncos even minus the points. I feel like there's only one way the Broncos win this game is if we win it by like 10 points. If it's a close game, I'm nervous with Vic Fangio and some of his late game decisions. We actually lost the game to Jacksonville last year. I'm still traumatized about. So I mean, we'll just hope it's a blowout, and not only just hope. I'm actually gonna put my money at Broncos win by 5.5 points. Jay Reese.
Man, I don't want to get caught with my hand in the cookie jar, man, but, this the hometown team. I represent the Den to the fullest. This number actually came down from 6.5. I think the Broncos actually beat them by 2 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence just continues to underperform, even though he threw for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he had 3 interceptions. Like I was saying last week versus the Houston Texans, he's not ready, and this is just a way better defense than the Texans. So he about to get clobbered.
Yeah, well, we have an inside person in this case, and that's Patrick Surtain. Number 2, PS2, man, he's getting his first start. He's a young rookie. He's played against Trevor Lawrence a whole bunch of years. He's a stud. His dad was a stud. We'll see if he can get those turnovers that Trevor Lawrence was giving up next week. We'll go into the next game. Minnesota Vikings. What happened to the Minnesota Vikings? The Minnesota Vikings are now going out to the desert. Are they about to just melt again? And is Kyler Murray the truth? Jay Reese, tell me I'm lying. Kyler Murray's the truth.
You're not lying on that. Kyler Murray is the truth. If there's anybody pushing Patrick Mahomes for quarterback 1 in fantasy specifically, and maybe even in real life, not real life, fantasy specifically, it'd be Kyler Murray. It'd be Kyler Murray. And the Vikings are actually about to go down there and get melted, like you said. They got this sitting at -3.5 for the Arizona Cardinals. The Vikings, they just seem to be out here playing cover 0. When I say cover 0, that means they cover 0 people on the field. Christian Kirk's going to be running wild. DeAndre Hopkins, my boy Rondale Moore, Chase Edmonds, James Conner.
Man, it sounds like you taking attendance. And it's like, here.
I'm telling you, man, everybody's about – I'm telling you, J.J. Watt may catch a tud in this game. Don't sleep.
Oh, man, that would be crazy. I'm also going to keep it shorter. I'm just going to say the Arizona Cardinals will cover with that 3 and a hook. Silly C, what do you think?
Arizona will cover.
Yep. All right, we're pushing into the next game. We got 2 of the more veteran quarterbacks in the league. Matt Ryan going to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is starting off the season with 2 home games, and it looks like they're giving them the heavy number. Now, does that number say more about Tampa Bay or more about Atlanta? Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying?
Here's the thing. When the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl a couple years back, they came out and they were getting a lot of heavy numbers, man, and they wasn't covering all season. -12.5 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Nah, man. ATL on mine, shorty, with the points, man. I'm telling you, they're going to show up to play today. The boy Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley, keep it moving.
Yeah, you talked about the Chiefs' struggles, and we could even look back as far as 7 days ago. Tampa Bay did not cover. They won the game with a late field goal. It looks good on their win-loss record. Looks horrible for your pocket, silly C. What are you taking in this game? Oh, I'm going to go with Tampa Bay not to cover. I'm going to go with Matt Ryan and them to keep it close but lose the game.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Matt Ryan is garbage. That's why
You're
it's
garbage.
so
Don't you talk about anybody named Matt like that. Good
bad.
people.
I mean, come on. You seen what they did last week? I mean, Gronk, Brown, the whole team was eating. They was eating like they about to eat again. I'm picking Tampa Bay to cover it.
Yeah, they ate. They did that. Gronk went off. Brown went off. Godwin went off. Evans ate a little bit. He wasn't hungry yet. But they still only got a 3-point win out of all of that. Like you're changing the subject. You're talking about stats and stuff, but we're talking about this stat that is our balance in my bank account, and I need to make sure I keep that fat. And I'm gonna definitely go with the Falcons to cover, because even if they all eat, that defense is looking suspect, man. And if they don't get off to a big enough lead, their defense can't really show themselves with Vita Vea, Shaq Barrett, JPP, some of their other pass rushers. But we'll push it into the next game, which is the Tennessee Titans visiting the Seattle Seahawks. The 12th man will be erupting in their first home game of the year. Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying?
-6.5, man. This is kind of a big number, too. They're like a real knee-jerk reaction to what the Titans did last week, but Russ about to cook. Is he going to cook for more than a touchdown? I think he's going to bake up a couple tuds. So, yeah, I got Seahawks -6.5.
I had Seahawks by 7, so I could see them winning by 6.5. Silly C. Who do you got?
I got Seahawks actually winning this by probably 10. I got Seahawks.
Okay.
All right, and then the Sunday night football game proves to be a big one. Baltimore coming off of losing twice in one game, which is pretty hard to do, but they're hosting the Kansas City Chiefs this time around. We'll see if they can have better success with this AFC West team. Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying?
They got it at -3.5, and we've been taking a lot of these 3.5s. Even though I just said don't take it, this is probably one that I would be wary of. I could almost see. Nah, I'm messing with y'all, man. KC about to blow their doors off. Their secondary is all the way banged up. They looked exhausted against the Raiders, the lowly Raiders. KC is about to dog walk these fools for at least 2 touchdowns. I got KC -3.5. Easy.
Man, you sound almost confident enough to bring them up in the Eliminator Challenge, but I'm not as confident as you. I do see KC winning the game, covering the spread, but I'd be more comfortable taking them on the money line as opposed to that point spread. Silly C, what do you think about this game?
Ooh, I mean, yeah, I agree 100% with Reeves. I think they're about to dog walk Baltimore. They're all banged up. Lamar Jackson, I mean, his running days are going to come to an end, and he's not
quickly though.
Yeah,
that's why you're going to get popped.
Man, well, that's some of the Sunday games. We'll go into the Monday game, but the last Sunday game we've chosen for our fantasy fuss game of the week, and that one is
FO, baby. Every time I see Cody in the intro, I'm like, we taking all
the way off. We take it all the way off. Game of the week, man. Time to take off. We got the Cowboys going into. Can they even call them Cowboys with all these gender issues? We'll just call them the Cow-Thems. Going into the Chargers to take on, going into LA to take out the Chargers. Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, CeeDee Lamb, Gallup. Man, we got a whole host of people. We won't even go into the headlines because we're a little late, but we will go straight into the props and the ops of the game of the week. Jay Reeves, what do you think about it?
Well, we got Ezekiel Elliott in the classic versus battle versus Austin Eckler. Is it too early to break out the versus battle? No, it is not.
Absolutely not.
I got Ezekiel Elliott sitting at 74.5 rushing yards, and I got Austin Eckler sitting at 62.5 rushing yards. Matt, lead us on this one.
Man, I'm going to say that Ezekiel will be the props. He had a tough time against a tough defense. It was a tough game, and game flow definitely dictated that. And coaching more specifically, like the Buccaneers were more like receptive to the pass game. You know what I'm saying? So they was torching them there. I don't think that the Chargers are out as stout up front. They don't have a Vita Vea. They do have a Bosa and whatnot, but that's even more of a reason to make sure you run it. You calm his ass down, maybe get some screens. I could see Ezekiel going over. Ezekiel is the props in this one. I'm going to take Ezekiel over Eckler. Silly C, what say you?
Well, right now I'm seeing that they have Eckler for projected for about 55 yards and Zeke for 58. I think that's a little low for both of them. I think Eckler maybe not so much because he does do a lot in the passing game. So right now I'm saying both of them will probably Eckler's the ops, Elliott's the props.
Yep.
All right, Jay Reeves,
But
where are you
Eckler will
leaning on?
outscore him.
Where are you leaning on this one? Actually, let's get a special guest from the young man. Who you gonna take in this one, man? You gonna take Eckler or Ezekiel Elliott? Who you gonna take?
Eckler.
Eckler?
He's on my team.
Okay, so he's just selfish. So we'll get back to the actual.
Get that dude up out
Well,
of
he
here, man.
popped up, man. I was like, I can ask him. I can talk to him. All right, Jay Reeves, what do you think?
Well, the grown men are all in agreement. I'm taking Ezekiel Elliott.
No. Whoa, you can
Yeah,
Austin
get out of
my
here.
Boston.
Get out of here. Yeah, nobody cares about Eckler. The better player is Ezekiel, and the player with a better day that will happen. Even though that Cowboys defense was historically bad against the run last year, so Eckler could pop, but Ezekiel will pop.
Who
So
did
I'm
better
more
first
confident. I'll be more
Who
confident in
did
that one.
better
Let me
first
keep
week?
let me keep the show going. We'll push it into the next portion. We haven't done the our picks nor the line from Vegas. Silly C, what is Vegas saying about this game?
Ooh, bear with me one moment.
All right, Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying
Vegas,
about this game?
they have it -3.5 for the Chargers. I think Chargers being at home, that's a little low. I feel the Chargers, but the Cowboys played really good last week. Prescott really proved a lot for me. But with that being said, I still think the Chargers covered the spread, win the game. I picked them.
Man, you only had the one versus battle, but I want to kind of make this one inter-team. Who has the bigger day, Silly C, Amari Cooper or CeeDee Lamb?
Amari Cooper.
Jay Reeves, who has the bigger day, CeeDee Lamb or Amari Cooper?
Lamb.
Man, Lamb was looking a little goatish last week, but it's all just contingent on if he could keep up that production. But boy has all the talent in the world. We know what kind of receivers Alabama puts out, so we just know what they do. But it's time for Silly C's positional power plays. If you want to share your screen, Silly C, you can show us the top 10 fantasy players out of this game. Did everybody make their picks off of that line?
I did not. So while we're heading to that second screen, I'm telling you, man, I'm taking Dallas with the points. Matter of fact, I'm making this my yard money pick of the week. I'm taking Dallas on the money line because the money line is fat too. I think it's sitting at plus 158. I got Dallas on mine all day long. This is actually a bet that I would
baby.
What?
Oh no, man. That's a line that I'm definitely not afraid of. I do believe Dallas will outplay the Chargers with a younger, less experienced coach, even though they it's arguable who might have the better quarterback. I think Dallas has the better roster, and I think they'll be able to shine on that night. Silly C, did you make your picks on that one?
He said the Chargers.
All right, for sure. We'll get into the top 10 plays of this game, and we will start with number 10, which is...
Well, we're actually on the top 8, and it's going to be by team. So we're doing the top 5 positions, or You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So at 8, we have Dalton Schultz,
Mhm.
projected for about 10 points PPR. I'm not really trusting him much, so we'll
Yeah.
go into the next.
Right in the number 9.
We got Ezekiel Elliott. We're position ranking by team.
Okay.
And so then we'll go into number 3. We got Jared Cook from one side and Amari Cooper from the other side. I like Amari Cooper again in this game a bunch, projected for about 20.5 fantasy points. I'd say definitely get him in your team if you can.
All right. Well, that was the top 4. The first 4 to be listed. We'll go into the top 4 now. At number 4, who you got?
We got Austin Eckler and CeeDee Lamb.
Mm. Yeah, that's definitely another good players. And coming in at the top 2, who's splitting these honors?
Of course, Justin Herbert and Dak Prescott. Now, there's a lot to be said about this. I really think that Herbert's, really stepping up again this year, and I think he's going to be a stud. So I'm picking them to win and get him on your team if you can.
All right, so we'll just do strength of starters. Jay Reed, stack this list how you like it. Your number 1 player.
My number 1 player would have to be CeeDee Lamb.
Your number 2 player.
I would take Ezekiel Elliott in that position.
Number 3.
Dak Prescott.
Number 4. No Chargers mentioned yet. Number 4.
Number 4, with being my last pick, because I'm setting it up like how I would set up a fantasy team, I'd take Jared Cook.
All right, Jared Cook, man, might have the better game from the tight end position. I see no sighting of Keenan Allen. Is he low projected, or did he just not, or were there already too many receivers ahead of him with CD and Amari Cooper?
Yeah, there's just too many ahead of him.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, those are just some advice for daily fantasy. Does anybody have a favorite out of these starters? You said CD Lamb, Jay Reeves. I would actually like to say that Amari Cooper is probably the player I like. If not him, then Dak Prescott. Cody, is there a player you really like out of this group?
Amari Cooper and Austin Eckler, I would have to say.
All right, man. We just F4, man. If you fuss with us, man, subscribe to the channel so you stuck with us. Y'all know what time it is. Jay Reed.
Wait a second. No Monday night? We just going to jump over to Monday night?
Oh, man, well, my bad, man. Let's do the Monday night. Aaron Rodgers, that bad man Aaron Rodgers. That man that you cut off your team last week. You cut Aaron Rodgers, man. You asked me to cut, like you was mad because I was cutting the game. Aaron Rodgers, man, is hosting the Detroit Lions at Lambeau Field. Jay Reeves, what say you?
Man, first let me start off with a prop for my boy Aaron Rodgers. And yes, I did cut Aaron Rodgers from my fantasy team, but nobody cares about my fantasy team. The thing I was trying to explain to you is I wanted to get the stack with Matthew Stafford, Robert Woods, 10 points every time they get in the end zone. Aaron Rodgers is about to explode in this game, and I'm about to just drop off the props to the ops. Do you think Aaron Rodgers has plus 300 passing yards and plus 3 touchdowns?
I'd say Aaron Rodgers over everything this week because they are out there. They're harassing him. They're giving him the blues because the man bun. They saying he looked like he walked his dog to the coffee shop. He looking crazy. Like that's why he want to come to Colorado. Boy, just a hippie now. He's smoking them trees and stuff, man. So I don't know what the hell is going on with Aaron Rodgers, but I know he knows what the hell is going on as far as football goes. As far as any line goes against Aaron Rodgers at home on opening week, I'm going to go ahead and take them in a big game. Aaron Rodgers to cover the spread against the Lions. So you see any reason to think Detroit would repeat last week and make it close late?
No, I think Goff is a very wishy-washy quarterback. I think he's probably going to have some more turnovers in this game, and he probably is going to be the reason they lose this game.
All right, man. Well, that was just us doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? F4, 50% fuss, 50% fantasy football, and 100% fact.
Facts.